Football is back in full swing with another week of epic games. And who's got you covered on all the action for every single one of them? DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Nobody's missing out on the action this season. All DraftKings customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. Get in on the NFL Week 2 action with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use code Shannon to sign up. New customers can bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Shannon. The crown is yours. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Nightcap with Unc and Ocho. I am Unc, Shannon Sharpe. He's my co-host, Chad Ochocinco Johnson. And let's not waste any time. Last night, one of the best college games, Ocho, that I've seen in a very, very long time. In-state rivals. There was a lot said. Jay Norvell took his shot. Hey, you know, my mom taught me that when I'm in a room, I take off my sunglasses, I take off my hat. Basically implying or inferring, or you can make reference to that Deion Sanders' mom didn't raise him the correct way. But there was a lot to be said, and so we knew the game was going to be a lot of pushing and a shoving, and I thought they'll let the emotions get away from them for too long. I understand that, you know, look, you can't take no shot at my coach. You can't take a shot at my family because I'm going to take my shots back at you. And so for me, Ocho, I thought the coaches, both coaches, should have got a hold of their team a lot sooner. That withstanding, it was an outstanding ball game. What was your takeaway?
Listen, it was a beautiful ball game. It was a great ball game. Penalties, in fact, are the reason why Colorado State didn't win that game.
17 for $182.
For $182. If you take away some of those penalties and had a little bit more discipline, if the coaching was better.
Yeah. Did his mom teach him that?
His mom ain't teaching that. He wouldn't have been able to stand on that hat and glasses comment.
Right.
But obviously it didn't go in his favor. But that was one hell of a goddamn game. All jokes aside, that was a great game. One of the best collegiate games I've seen this year so far.
Oh, it's the best game I've seen this year thus far. One of the best games that I've seen in a very long time. You know, you say 17 penalties for 182 yards.
Yes,
one of two things is going on here, Ocho. Either you're coaching it or you're condoning it. Which is it, Jay Norvell? There's one. Coach players take on their coach's attitude.
Yeah.
So either you coach that or you condone that. There were 2 cheap shots, and it almost put out one of their best players. It put out one of their best players, Travis Hunter. I don't know why that's not a targeting call because the safety waited till his guy got out of the way and then lowered a cheap shot on Travis Hunter. And then we saw the defensive end, Kamara, basically bear hug after the ball is thrown, pin him. So now he can't get his arms out to protect himself and drop all of his body weight on top of them. And Jay Norvell is talking about after the game, well, I don't know how we doubled them up in penalties because you were playing dumb football.
Listen,
you coaching dumb football.
That wasn't even coaching dumb football. That was, it's okay, I'm going to take that one. That's what that coach said. And I can tell by the...
So he's condoning it.
He condoned that. You can tell by the safety's mannerism after he made the hit. He relaxed. He's not even chilling. He knew it was okay to take that shot.
Right.
And he knew, said, if you get a flag, don't worry about it, coach. That one's on me. I guarantee you could just tell. You could tell.
Yeah, they were trying to send a message because there were a lot. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Buffaloes were favored by 24 points. Obviously, they didn't win by 24, and the game was in the balance. You have 11-point lead in the fourth quarter, and if you play smart football, you play disciplined football, as you mentioned earlier, you're probably going to get out of Colorado, out of CU, out of Boulder with a dub.
With a W.
With a dub. And now you get bragging rights. Now you get to go in front of ESPN. You get to go in your soapbox and, you know, this is why I take my glasses off, and this is why I take my hat off. Now you got to take your hat off, your sunglasses off with your tail between your legs and going right back up to Fort Collins because you caught that L. Shedeur Sanders. I don't know if you saw this, Ocho, but I tweeted, I said, you know what? He has a single-digit number like Elway. Let's see if he can put a drive together. Making reference to the drive that Elway had in '86 in Cleveland. He goes 98 yards.
Down the field.
Right. They go into overtime, kick the game-winning field goal. Shedeur Sanders goes 98 yards, get the touchdown, but he has to go for 2. Get the 2. And Coach Prime did something I don't think I've ever seen a college coach do going into overtime. Win the toss and take the ball. Because I want to know what I need. Do I need a field goal to win? Do I need a touchdown?
One or the other.
If I get the touchdown, do I go for 2?
Right.
He says, you know what? I got a hot quarterback. And Shedeur, I trust. You know, on money, they got in God, I trust. Coach Prime says, with the football game, in Shedeur, I trust. He put the ball in his hands and says, I want to put pressure on them. I don't want, it ain't no pressure on us because I got the best player on both teams. And I want him with the ball in his hands.
Listen, when Prime made that decision to take the ball first, that is the ultimate trust in his son. The ultimate trust in his offense, the ultimate trust in everything that he talks about and believing in everything that they have in that locker room. The fact that he did that, which is almost frowned upon as a coach.
Yes.
Always wanted to, you don't want the ball first.
Because you're letting them know what they need to do.
Bingo.
And plus, you give them an opportunity because I also tweeted, I was like, I believe they go for 2 and try to win it here.
Right.
Because now you got them on their heels. You just scored a touchdown, and he didn't do that. So now he left the door open for them to come back and play and to play on. But I'm not so sure in that situation. I really don't have anything to lose.
Right.
Because I was expected to lose anyway. I think I'm going for 2, Ocho. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think I'm gonna go for 2 in that situation.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm trying to get up out of there, get him up out of there. I don't want no more pressure. I don't want no more pressure on my back, and I'm trying to get up out of there with that W at all costs. Throwing the kitchen sink at him.
Man, I'm looking at Shedeur, and he had a slow start, but he ended the game 38 of 47, 348 yards, 4 touchdowns. He did have that pick that carried him off of his receiver, off his receiver's hands. The question was, Ocho, is that you heard and I heard all last year. Yeah, he's putting up those numbers, but look at the level of competition he's putting those numbers up against. And so now, what's your argument?
There is none. There is none. And I will constantly say this. This is a testament to players that feel that they have to be at big Power 5 schools in order to get noticed. If you can play the game, it doesn't matter where you go. They will find you.
Yeah.
You could listen, you could be if you was a nun and you was playing with the Sisters of the North at a Catholic church in the North Pole.
Yes.
And you good, they will find you.
They will find you.
Where you go is what you do once you get there. I don't care who you are.
You know what?
Understand it. You don't have to go to no school and sit down for 3 years.
No.
You don't have to go sit down and wait till your senior year to play. You can go somewhere, and if you really like that, if you really him, quick story. When I was in high school, right?
Right.
Let me tell you something, real small, real. Just about being in high school. My head coach. You know what my first name was?
What?
I am.
You are what?
I am.
You are bitch.
No. I am. You know what my last name was?
What?
Him. Yeah. It don't matter what
Ocho, they say you didn't start till your senior year.
Don't do me like that.
That doesn't
like that.
If it's a lie, they told it in the barbershop. But you know that barbershop, I don't know what's true and what's real.
Don't do me like that. Listen, you know who was on my high school team? You listen to me? Samari Rowe, Dwayne Starks.
That's why I know you wasn't no DB. Because what you keep telling me, you told me I wanted to be a DB. But this is what I know about players, about athletes. Cream rise to the top. I don't care how crowded that DB room was. If you like that, guess what? I go in there and clear it out.
Oh, no, Mr. Brown wasn't having that. Mr. Brown wasn't having that.
No, your skills wasn't having that.
But let's get back on top.
But I'm looking at but that game last night. The Buffaloes had every reason to say, you know what, man, we just don't have it tonight. We had some penalties and costly situations. How many times did they allow them to run the drag or what we call a shallow cross, Ocho?
Over and over. And it was in man every time.
I'm like,
I to myself, I'm like, what we just go zone.
Just pass that off.
Just go and pass it off. What we doing? Oh, I can't even remember number 14 name. I don't know how many drags he caught.
He caught 16 passes. He caught he caught 16. He had 17 targets, 18 targets, caught 16 passes. But basically all he was catching was shallows.
Yeah, the shallows over and over and over. And they didn't want to make the adjustments. They didn't want to make the adjustments, but everything panned out the way it was supposed to. The way it's supposed to, not the way I thought. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I love Prime to death. I love Prime to death. I thought that game was gonna get away from me.
Yes,
I did too. Honestly, I really thought the game was gonna get away from me. I was rooting for him.
I thought he had his guys. I thought he had his guys too amped. I thought they were too amped. I thought there was too. Yeah. Here's the thing: you can take something personal, but not make it personal.
Right.
And I thought they had started to make it personal. And I thought that they had started to get out of who they were in order to get at them. Once he was able to get them in at halftime, settle them down, and let them know, hey, calm down. At the end of the day, it's not whether or not, only the 24 points, it matters to DraftKings.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to us. As long as we win the game, I'm good.
Right.
I believe in all of you guys. And the one thing I love most about Coach Prime is that good or bad, he's always encouraging his players. He's hugging them. You okay? Maybe coaching over, because I remember, and you grew up probably you're a little younger than I am, Ocho, but I remember when coaches used to grab you by your face mask, pull you, punch you in your chest, kick you in your butt. Wait, maybe because Coach Prime doesn't do that.
Right.
He's not coach material.
Right.
Because he's so encouraging, because he's so loving, so he's so complimentary, and he treats every one of those kids like they're his actual kids.
Right. I mean, Coach Prime is different. Coach Prime is different. It's one that the players can relate to. I think a lot of coaches envy that. He doesn't have the typical style of saying all the right things or going into your home and having to lie to your family and telling you things just to get you to come there. And then once you get there, they really don't treat you the same once they got you in-house. Things change all of a sudden.
Right.
But Prime is very authentic. He's original.
Right.
He's original. One of the things that very many coaches at the collegiate level aren't from day one. They have to be someone that they're not. And I think that upsets him. Prime, he took the position, one of the most powerful positions in collegiate football that not many of us are afforded the opportunity to do, to lead men, black men, white men, bringing everybody together and changing a program like this in a snap of a finger.
Right.
That's unheard of, man.
It is.
You got people taking shots at you that have nothing to do with the game of football.
Right.
Nothing to do with football.
My blessing ain't got nothing to do with your blessing.
At all.
How many times have we seen Coach Prime give interviews with with his sunglasses on, with his hat on? It wasn't like he just started this when he did it this week. Oh, I'm playing Colorado State. Well, let me see if I can get up under their coach's skin by doing an interview like this. He's done this before. So this is not out of character for him.
He's been doing it since the 80s. Since the 80s, since the 90s. You know, it's just him. It's always been him. But the fact that his makeup and DNA isn't similar to theirs,
right?
Okay, something ain't right. Okay, we don't like it.
Right. They find a reason. You know what I'm most excited about? Why I wanted them to win? Obviously, I wanted them to win because I believe in Coach Prime. He's a good friend of mine. But I wanted these naysayers and these haters to wait another week before they got something negative to say. That's all. That's really the reason. You know, I wanted Coach Prime to go 3-0, but I just wanted the haters to have another week. They got to bite their tongue because you know as soon as they lose a game, they're gonna spill out.
Yeah, they are. And that's a part of life. Everybody waiting on that downfall. Everybody's waiting on that downfall.
Yes.
And what it makes me think about is think about some of the best players ever that have done it. Your Tom Brady's, your Floyd Mayweather's, your Serena Williams.
Yes.
It gets to a point where you're so good at something, you do it your way. You got people watching and tuning in just to see you fail. That's
the thing. They're not watching. They just want to say, you know what? I was there, or I watched when Floyd got beat. I watched when Deion lost his first game, or when Tom Brady did. But see, they wanted to be in dramatic fashion. See, they don't just want you to lose. They wanted Floyd to get knocked out. They didn't want to go to a decision. They wanted to get knocked out. They wanted Serena to lose in straight sets, 6-1 and 6-love.
Yeah.
So that's what's most disappointing. And a lot of people, it's something for the other side, but it's a lot of people in our community that's rooting against time. And that's what's most disappointing.
You think so? Listen, listen. I mean, you would know better than me. The landscape for you and your moral compass and your antennas is out there a little bit more than I am. But everybody on my end, we loving it. I'm sure you probably on the other side of the spectrum. I just ain't seen none of us really not root for. How could you not root for that?
Because
how could you not root for that?
Because it's not your success. I want my success, and if I'm not successful, when they say misery loves company. Why would I cheer for you when I'm over here sad and I'm disappointed and my life isn't going well? Like, the reason why your life isn't going well is because Coach Prime is doing good at Boulder. That's why your life isn't well. That's why things are not going well for you.
And that's what I just told you last week. That's what I just told you last week when we just talked a few days ago, not too long ago. Yeah. If you focus on what's on your plate, if you focus on what you got to eat, and you lock in on what you got to eat and what you need to do to prepare your meal, and stop worrying about everybody else recipe, you gonna be all right. But we always in everybody else food trying to see what they eating, and you wonder why our shit don't taste right. Ain't got no goddamn season or flavor.
Yeah.
Man, it ain't even Sunday. It's Sunday too. Don't make me preach today now.
The Cowboys beat the Jets 30-10. I try to tell you, but your head hard. But you're going to learn sooner or later. Turn the ball over 4 times. 3 picks, a fumble. As dominating as the Cowboys have been, and I think the thing is that because they've outscored their opponents 70-10, their offensive struggles have gone unnoticed.
Right.
They've been in the red zone 10 times. They've scored 5 touchdowns. They're 21st in red zone touchdown percentage. They've had 10 drives in the red zone. They've only scored touchdowns on 5 of them. Dak is only responsible for 14 of those 70 points. 2 touchdown drives.
So I don't think this is a good test or a good testament to who the Jets really are. This is not a good testament, not at all. Because if you're gonna base testing the Jets off of playing against the best right now statistically defensive team in the NFL, that is unfair. That is just unjust, and that's unfair. I'm not basing it off that. I'm looking at the body of work that Zach Wilson has drawn for me. Well, you talking about the past, man. You talking about the past.
Theoretically,
everything resets. It's a new season. It's a new season.
Theoretically, since you say everything is the past, 4:30 to 4:25 today is the past. But I'm just talking about what I saw today. Now, how many games do you think they'll win with that quarterback playing like he played?
Okay, well, one of the things that they don't have to do is they don't have to face that goddamn Cowboys defense every goddamn week. They don't have to face that. So I think defensively, offensively, they'll be in better situations. You can game plan a little better because other teams are going to have weaknesses and other things that you can manipulate offensively and help Zach Wilson out. Being able to put
Can you help him read defenses? Can you help him not throw the ball to the other team?
It's hard to read the defense when number 11 hitting you every time you drop back.
Whoa.
It's hard to read a defense when Mekhi Parsons hitting you upside your head every play you drop back.
Hold on. I need a red flag. I want to challenge something. Because when I told you on Monday night about Josh Allen turning the ball over, you say that's a part of the game. Now all of a sudden, defense ain't a part of the game. The other team's not allowed to have a good defense if we got a crappy quarterback. They need to have a crappy defense to match our crappy quarterback.
No. What we're not going to do is we're not going to call the quarterback crappy. If you have an engine, right? You listening to me? If you have an engine, when you put your key in your ignition, right? And you crank the car. In order for that engine to work, don't every part inside that engine have to be working in unison, right? For that engine to go?
But you already see
there we go. So we can the entire Jets off. Thank you.
I know how we do. Jets. You know what, Ocho? You and I come from basically same kind of upbringing. We wait till the car put us downside the road before we get rid of it. Now, if the fail to crank, you'd have had to have your homeboy, your auntie to come pick you up and take you to work. You know that car gonna put you downside the road one day. But it's, you know what? You said, nah, I'm good, cuz I just need a spark plug, alternator,
battery,
a voltage regulator. I need
new battery. Matter of fact, just for context purposes for people watching, Honda 2006. All day.
And when it puts you downside the road, you like, they're like, man, that look like Ochocinco side the road. Man, I know that in Ocho. Hey, now everybody about to get that thing and go live. It got you walking side the road. That's because fine. It's gonna put you down. So you're gonna wait till Zach Wilson actually put you down side the road.
He's not gonna put me down. You understand the analogy I just used. It's a team game.
Yeah.
When things go well, most of the time the quarterback gets the credit. When things don't go well offensively, as they did today, again, you're going against the best defense in the NFL. Like, it's not fair. It's really not fair to judge them off of this game today. And then being thrown into the fire, with Aaron Rodgers going down. All I ask from you and the people, the Jets Nation, and even you, Shannon, a little patience. It's only week 2.
Whoa,
I ask you, give Zach Wilson another week.
We're not trying to teach.
That's all I'm asking.
We're not trying to teach kids how to potty over here. We grown ups.
I know we're grown. But you have to understand the situation at hand. Have some type of sympathy and compassion.
How about this here? You've heard people say this a lot. You can never out-exercise a bad diet. No team can overcome bad quarterback play. Not in today's game, because they've made it so restrictive. That's why the running back is not as valuable as he once was, because of what they used to say: bring your run game and your defense, and you can go places. Now they've devalued. They put so much emphasis on. Think about it. The defensive receiver, the incidental contact, the holding, the quarterback. You basically only hit the quarterback between his letters, his numbers. That's the only target you got. You can't hit him in his head. You can't hit him below his waist, and you can't touch anything. You cannot protect. You cannot hide him. There used to be a time you could hide your quarterback.
Yeah.
I can hide every other player on the offensive side of football.
Yeah.
I can slide the line one way or another. I can leave a back end to chip his way through.
Yep. Your receivers, you can stack them up. You put them in motion if they can't get over. Yeah.
I cannot hide that quarter. You can't hide him.
Right.
Peekaboo, they see you. They're gonna make him play. Because once upon a time, you could make your quarterback a cheerleader. Now they made him a participant in the game.
Oh yeah,
no longer a cheerleader.
Right.
He's gonna have to get exponentially better, Ocho, in order for them to go places. Because Miami, I don't know if you noticed, but Miami looked real good.
But very good. I think. But listen, I always believe in Tua, and I think for a little bit is the same way everyone was doubting Tua. It's the same way they doing Zach. It's the same way. Almost. I mean, it's a little bit different because the supporting cast in Miami is a little bit different than that in New York.
Here's the thing. This is what kind of, and we're going to talk about Cincinnati a little bit, but Joe Burrow. I'm always a little leery when guys just have that 1 year. But we saw Tua over a span play well. We saw Zach Wilson for 1 year, and it was like the Jets were sold on him. Like they had their mind made up. Okay, Joe Burrow is going number 1. They identified Zach Wilson without even looking at any of the other quarterbacks. And he had 1 year. Go look at the year before at BYU.
Right. I mean, the talent speaks for itself, because when you turn the film on, that's what it's all about. It's about, I mean, obviously scouts, what they look at, they do their homework, and they see the film. And when you see the film, it jumps out on you based on what he's able to do.
What jumps out was his ability to throw the football. He threw the ball on one leg, or he was on one knee and threw the ball 60 yards. How many times he going to do that in the NFL? How many quarterbacks you ever seen do that?
Not many, but there are other variables to him that makes him a good quarterback. It just hasn't panned out there. Obviously, he has multiple angles that he can throw the ball from, And when he was coming out in the draft, I said he is Patrick Mahomes-ish. I didn't say he was Patrick Mahomes. So people don't run with, Chad said he was Patrick. I said Patrick Mahomes, the ability to throw the ball, throw a sidearm, throw it over the top. He can throw it with his left. He can do all that, all that pretty stuff too. He just hasn't been able to do it. I think right now, one of the problems, playing in that goddamn New York media can really hurt your confidence. Having games like today, where you turn the ball over, and one of the picks is the goddamn running back fault. But I'm not gonna get into that because I don't have a presentation to show the people that it ain't always Zach Wilson that's messing these, having these mistakes. But who do they blame it on?
I mean, you know what, Ocho? If I was in the courtroom, I would really like you to be my defense attorney because you're trying to put up a formidable case. But
no, I'm not trying to put up a case. I
got you on video. I got you on video going in the store and coming out with the TV. That's you, Ocho. Is that you, Ocho? So I got all this film on Zach Wilson stinking up the joint. I got it on tape. What, Ocho? When you got into the league, what did they tell you? The eye in the sky don't lie. See, it doesn't know how much money you make. It doesn't know how fast you are. It doesn't know. It doesn't know if you black. It doesn't know if you white. It doesn't know anything. All it does is record what it sees. It captures whatever it is. Now, what has that tape captured?
You're right. You're right about that. You're right about that. But again, today's game is really does no justice. No justice for that team offensively. No justice for the quarterback's confidence to have to play the best defense in the NFL right now at all. That's just unfair, especially coming off what just happened last week.
What do you think about the Cowboys? Because I think the Cowboys offense is going unnoticed because the defense has been
playing so well. And that you know what? The tides are gonna turn now. Yeah. Tides are gonna turn. Yes. When you first start off, I still remember this day. Defenses, all they got to do is read and react and just go.
Yes.
They fly into the ball, just read and react. Yes. Offenses take a little time to gel. The chemistry to build up. I say by the time the Cowboys get to about week 3 or 4 and they turning on all cylinders, then you'll see a different ball game. And the good thing about it is if the defense can continue to play well,
right?
If the defense continue to play well and that offense start to catch up and the identity is showing on both sides, right? Man, shit.
But also, we're going to get 4 game tapes on that defense, and we're going to see what they like to consistently run to formations and what they like to do in certain areas of the field. So we're going to get some more. We're going to get some more intel on things that they're doing right now. They're relentless at getting at your quarterback.
Yeah,
because what they've done is that they're tackling the running back on the way to the quarterback. Dan Quinn said, "The hell with the running back. Go to Michael." Diggy Zua, go get D-Law. Go get the quarterback.
Yeah.
Damn the running. We'll let Wolf Hunter. We'll let those other guys worry about the running back. Attack the quarterback.
Yeah.
And
they're doing a hell of a job.
What, they've got like 12, 13 sacks in 2 games?
Already. Diggs, them locking up everything.
Yeah, because they know the ball got to come out quick. I mean, the thing with Diggs,
so all you gotta do is sit there. Yeah. You ain't got to move. Read 3 step for what? I ain't budging. Throw it.
Because Diggs.
Let me get that.
You got to double move Diggs because Diggs biting everything. He looking to get cheap picks.
You ain't even got no time to do no double move. Ain't even no time.
Exactly. You got no time. You got no time. So the Jets, Aaron Rodgers had surgery shortly after. Dr. Neil Elatrosh of the Curling Joe Clinic out here. I know Dr. Elatrosh. I'm not surprised that he did the surgery. Right. He's a world-renowned top athletes around the world come get their knee done, repaired by him, get their Achilles. He did what they call a speed bridge, and Rodgers is hoping to be able to return during the playoffs. So basically, in 4 months. Now, I don't like especially with the advancement of medicine and the technology that they have. These surgeons are great. Medicine and technology is great. But T.O., we pushing the upper threshold.
Hold on. I need to put on a name tag because you just called me T.O.
Did I? Ocho, my bad. Man, you got me up here sweating. 4 months, Ocho is. Ooh.
Yeah. That's unheard of for something that takes what, six to eight to recover?
That's
6 to 8?
That's a 6 to 9 month injury. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Because I think you non-weight bearing for at least the first 6 to 8 weeks. So that's half the time right there.
Right. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I don't really know much
where'd you stay at? So pretend to be one right now.
Pretend to be one? Well, if you gonna have a surgery, and I'm not sure what a bridge is, but technology actually is at a point in 2023 where it is that advanced, where him actually coming for the playoffs logically can happen. It can happen. It can happen. But it's scary. It's scary. It's scary.
With that,
there are two things you don't play with. There are two things in life you don't play with when it comes to playing sports that scare me, even though thank God I've never had those injuries. Your Achilles, you don't want to play with. That groin, you don't want to play with.
Yeah.
You don't want to play with
anything soft tissue, because any sudden movement is going to irritate it.
You don't know what's going to happen.
They said it's an internal brace called and it's a speed bridge. So basically, it helps. It says the speed bridge protect and repair and opens up the possibility of an earlier return. That's what I'm reading here in my notes. 4 months though, Ocho.
That's
Ocho.
crazy.
4 months. Okay, think about it now. October, November, December, January. That's 4 months. That's 4 months.
I don't know. Maybe it's something else going on we don't know about. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's something else. You swapping out something and placing something else in there, man. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if they can do that with an Achilles. Now, I have heard of them using cadavers for ACLs. Now, you remember AP came back up, and I think he tore his ACL in December, and he came back and finished about 9 yards short of breaking ED's record rushing yards in the season. He won the MVP. Rushed for 2,097 yards on a very bad team. I've never seen anything like it. But that was like December, January. That's so January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. That's 9 months. You're talking about half the time for a more serious injury.
Yeah. That's scary. That's scary to me.
And he's late 30s. AP probably was in his late 20s when that happened. So you're adding 10 years.
Does age really play a factor when it comes to injuries in the healing process, though? Do you really believe in that?
Yes. It's a proven fact. The older you are, the longer it takes you to heal. The older you are, the longer it takes you to heal. Yes.
I ain't never really believed in that. I'm just saying, just honestly, I've never really believed in that. Everybody's body's different. Everybody's body different. Everybody's body reacts different to different things. I think people heal faster than others, regardless of age. It's your DNA, it's your makeup, and just the way we are.
I'm not saying yes. Some older people, but I'm saying, as we age, it takes longer to heal. You remember when you first came into the league, you could play a game that if somebody say, "Hey, Ocho, we need you to play a Thursday night game," you're like, "Man, I'm ready."
Yeah.
By year 5, you're like, "Nah, man, I think I'm gonna go and push that thing to Sunday." And then by the time you got to year 8 or 9, you're like, "Yeah, Monday night game would be even better." that body, the recoverability that the body had when we were younger, that thing don't function like it once did to you.
You call me T again, but it's
no, I did not.
Listen, you just said T.
You know what?
Hey, listen, I know you ain't trying to say we look alike, because I'm handsome.
Man,
I look good.
T.O. So you trying to say T.O. not handsome?
T.O. facially challenged now.
Man, there you go. I'm gonna let you have that one.
That's
you know what it was? Because
T, I love you, baby.
You know what it is? You know what it is, O'Shea? That man been trending. That man been trending on my social media, on my timeline.
Yeah, man. Listen. I listen.
You talk to him.
I need you. I talked to him. I
was gonna reach out. I was gonna reach out to him tomorrow.
I talked to him in length yesterday. I said, T told me the issues that they had. I'm not gonna share him here because that's not the place to share him. I also talked with Stephen A. Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I talked with Stephen A. Smith. I said, Steve, man, listen here, man. I love y'all. I love both of y'all. You, man, both of y'all are inspirational and very motivating to me in different ways. I look up to y'all in different ways from afar. I don't need to tell you that all the time. Just know I admire the shit y'all got going on and what y'all have done. T, been watching T all my life. Stephen A., I've been watching you even when I was playing and actually couldn't wait to hear you at times. You know, this ain't what y'all need to be doing. No. Not this ain't what y'all need to
not
do.
Us. Not us. We do not us.
Not giving them something to talk about. Oh, here go these and again. Look at these.
That's why we can't have nice things because y'all gonna tear it up between.
I'm not even trying to say it, but I'm trying to find a way. Let's
to facilitate.
Call each other.
We could
call each other, man. Listen, tell me what the problem is, and talk about it.
I'm a firm believer. We can disagree. You got your opinion, I got mine. You see something one way, I see something another way. But for me, if I got something to say, I'm gonna call him. You and I gonna discuss it.
Right.
And it's not gonna be for the world to hear.
Right.
So that's just look. People attack me all the time because a lot of times here, this is what I found out, Ocho.
Yes, sir.
A lot of times, if you can do something that they can do, but they can't do what you do. You see, I sit up here and I was the first athlete. Skip Bayless and Fox gave me an opportunity as an athlete to sit across from a journalist and talk about not only the sport that I played, but basketball, baseball, social issues, golf, hockey, whatever the case may be. I was the first athlete to do that full time. Now, there are others that have come since me. But now, a lot of times, people look at me because I didn't come from a journalistic background. I'm sitting across from a journalist and doing what he does.
Right.
He could never live in my arena. And that breeds envy. That breeds jealousy. That bleeds a situation where I've got to try to, I know just as much as you.
Right. But
why you, especially if it's like me and you.
Yeah.
Why would I feel the need to say, oh, I'm gonna tell y'all what Ocho really like behind the scenes. I got this tea on Ocho and I can't wait to spill it. What? Even if I knew it, I wouldn't tell it.
Right. Because I ain't really got no tea because I live my life publicly. But listen, they're both individuals that took different paths. You know, Stephen A might not have played. He might not have played. Maybe he had a dream of playing, but he wasn't able to. So he went a different route.
Right.
T did play. You feel me? But both of them climbed that mountain with obstacles in the way. They both made it to the top and the pinnacle of their childhood dreams, whatever it may be. There's no reason why they are at that top to be going back and forth at each other when they the only ones that can hear themselves screaming. Because that's where everybody else trying to get to. Ocho. We all trying to get where y'all at.
Ocho, one climb one side of the mountain, the other climb the other side of the mountain, but they both at the peak.
Screaming at each other.
You both, think about it. You both great in your chosen profession.
Exactly.
I've known Stephen A. I've known T.O. I've always been a T.O. supporter. And I thought he got some bad rap, bad press at times. I think some of the things that he did bring upon himself. I've known Stephen A. for the better part of a decade, have gotten to know him a little better over the last year. And so I have nothing but love and respect for both guys. But I agree with you. This is something that I believe that we can handle behind closed doors.
Yeah.
I don't know what the issues are. I don't really care to know. But I think both of knowing Stephen A. the way I know him, he's done with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, knowing T, as much as I know T, he's done with it. Okay. He's done with it.
I'm glad.
I had to pause for a minute and think about it a little bit because I love him. That's my brother. I'm talking about I'm talking about love him. Like ain't none of that. But I think I talked to him, and I think things are gonna be okay. I want them two gentlemen, man, to sit down and hash out their differences and just let bygones be bygones and just keep doing what they do in their respective worlds.
Yeah, I'm all for that, bro. Because I said, I ain't out here trying to bash. I'm not gonna bash one. Look, when I'm on television, and I talk about somebody, I talk about I'm just talking about someone from our community that plays a professional sport. I'm talking about you in that arena. I'm not talking about you personally.
It's not personal, right?
I'm not talking about your family. I'm not talking now. If you get yourself in trouble, you get a DUI, you do something crazy. I've got to address that.
Right.
But normally when I speak, I'm speaking about your performance or lack thereof.
Right.
So, and when a lot of times the new telling the truth is labeled hate and jealousy.
Yeah.
No, bro, I'm just telling you, you didn't play well.
Right. And that's something that I'm gonna need you. And I'm glad I'm so glad you said that. Now that I'm in that space, there's one of the few things that I have a hard time doing. If you follow me throughout the years, if you follow me on Twitter, for people that are watching, I have a hard time critiquing people. I have a hard time being critical of people because there is no harsher critic to these athletes that are playing in those arenas today than themselves. And to me, I feel it doesn't do them justice or me justice to sit on any platform and say, well, so and so didn't do this based on whatever regard or standard I hold them to. If that makes sense, I have to get a little bit more savvy with it, the way you are, or the way Stephen A. does, to where I can be critical of an athlete's performance without him being upset or be considered hating for that matter.
Well, he's gonna be upset. First of all, Ocho. Let me tell you what Coach Prime and I used to talk all the time. He said the reason why they get upset with you is that the argument that they used to use is that you didn't play the game. And if you did play the game, you weren't very good. Okay, I'm a 3-time Super Bowl champ.
Right.
A 4-time first team All-Pro, and I got something. I was number 267. I'm in a room with less than 400 busts. Yeah. So now what's your argument? You can't say I didn't play because I played 14 years. You can't say I didn't win anything because I won 3 chips. You can't say I wasn't that good because I got a gold jacket. So it cuts a little deeper when I say it. But just take it and say, you know what? Instead of saying that man is hating, that man got an eye. Because I heard he was a student of the game. And I know where he came from and how hard he worked to get to where he got. So instead of taking it as I'm going to take it as constructive criticism. This man is trying to give me something that's gonna help me, not hurt me. Okay. And so if they were to look at that, because you have to understand, they put you up there because you played the game at a high level and you see the game through a lens that the person at home is watching can never see through.
Never see, right?
So you can offer an insight. That's what you're giving. If somebody, like I'm telling you, the coverage that the defense is in and where the ball should have gone, or what the route the receiver should have run. You can't get mad at me because I'm telling you. But they take it like, man, you try. And they always, and here's the thing, man, you bringing a black man down. Bro, I ain't trying to bring no black man down. All I'm saying is I'm critiquing your game and saying in that game, I'm not trying to take away anything that you've done in the past. So whatever you've done, the All-Pros, the Pro Bowls, the DPOYs, the MVPs, that's yours. But today, Sunday, Monday, or Thursday, you didn't play well. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I got you. That's something I have to learn to navigate and get a little bit more comfortable with. Get a little bit more comfortable with doing in the right way, because you ever have players come up to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know what I look the thing that they come up, a lot of them
they were finna beat you. They were finna beat you up. Okay,
that ain't gonna happen.
I'm just
we gonna have a healthy discussion, but that ain't going down. That ain't gonna happen like that. But you know what? You know what they tell me? They know what they tell me on show. Real talk. Yeah. They say, man, you hard, but you fair, but you fair. And at the end of the day, that's all I can do.
Right.
As you get further and further away from the game, you'll have less and less guys that you played with and played against. it gets easier.
Right.
But I never had a problem telling the truth, because I would tell the truth when I played bad, or I would call out my own teammates when they didn't play good. So for me, just tell the truth.
Right.
I'm never going to ask a man more than I'm willing to give.
Mm-hmm.
So just take it like, man, Shannon Sharpe, man. I mean, look at what that man accomplished. He must know something.
Right.
You can't accidentally. You just don't accidentally and stumble up in the Hall of Fame. You don't fall your way into 3 Super Bowls, Ocho.
You right. Well, shoot, let me see. I ain't got no I made my own jacket, so I'm like kind of qualified. I inducted myself.
But you are qualified because you played the game at a high level. You were a student of the game.
I was good too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because you offered opinion,
Right.
This is, you know what? This is what I saw.
It's just unfamiliar territory for me. It's unfamiliar. Yes. I'm just gonna be honest. And you might not have followed me closely throughout my career, but people that do, is one thing I always do. I'm gonna lift up and pump up any and everybody. If there's something negative going around an individual, who be the first one on Twitter to find the littlest positive? The littlest. No. So just having to critique and analyze anybody in a negative. I know what it's like to have a bad game. Yeah, I know what it's like to drop a ball. A ball that matters. I know what it's like.
Yeah, so I've been there.
In my mind, I'm thinking like, who in the fuck I think I am to not be playing and be criticizing dudes that are playing that are going through the same thing I went through when I was playing. It's hard. See, it's part of the game, but it's just hard.
But because you offer a critique of someone, that doesn't mean you're criticizing him. You're criticizing his performance or the play in that particular game.
They can't separate the two.
That's a they problem. That's not a you problem. So let me ask you a question. Who cutting the checks? DraftKings or they?
What you mean? For me?
Yeah.
Or you mean in general?
No, right now.
Okay, well, it's two separate checks being cut. DraftKings, and then my old lady cut the check. Right. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I got a little allowance.
What?
Yeah, that's another story. When we finish football, we'll get on that. I'm going to talk to you real quick to revisit something back from January. But go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the thing, I think once guys understand that, because I'm not going to take a personal shot at you. I'm just going to say, this is what transpired. Blah. You shouldn't have let this happen. Okay. It's zero coverage. Why would you let the guy inside of your DB? Okay. You see the blitz coming. Okay. Why would you let the guy beat you inside? Okay. You got to step with you got to be strong with your inside foot, because you see the guy is going to come inside.
Right.
The guys, if I see the safety down, if I see the safety down, where do you think the guy in front of me is going? He's going to cross my face because he has to, because the safety is down.
Yeah.
And if you study tape, they're going to tell you what they're going to do. Now, you know what, Ocho? They get to practice too. Now, they're going to give you a look or two that you haven't studied.
Seen, yeah.
But more times than not, they're going to be true to who they are. Down and distance, area of the field.
Yep. Not much changes through a game plan. A wrinkle here, a wrinkle there. It'd be the same plays you watched on film, just different formations and different salad dressing, as I call it.
But what you gonna do? You're gonna react. Yeah. Improvisation. The really great players have great improvisational skills. They used that. Well, why'd you do that? I said, because let me tell you what happened. I say, see, when y'all drew them X's and O's on the boards, they didn't move. I knew come game time he was gonna move.
Right.
That's why I did what I did.
Right. You're right.
I can't. We got to talk about this. Yo Bengals, who they? When they gonna get a win? When they? Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow not looking good, Ocho. He not looking good.
Listen, we started 0-2 last year. He wasn't looking good then either. We started 0-2 last year. We wasn't looking good either. The cream always rises to the crop. Have you ever made Pillsbury croissants in the oven? Have you ever made them?
Nope.
No. You know how they start out? They start out flat.
And
over time, when you put the oven on 350, they start to plump up.
All I know is croissants don't start as a pancakes mix. So all I know is that when your guy came into the season with a calf injury, and he said after the day he aggravated that injury. Now let me tell you something, how my thought process was, and when I went. Normally, when you limp into the season, you limp out of the season. Isn't that true, Ocho? Normally, when you come into the season with an injury, how you get healthy? How you get healthy when you go out there, you got to go out there and practice, and you got to play every Sunday. So how do you get healthy? Because when you have surgery, when you're a normal person, what you do, Ocho? You have an injury, they say rest, ice, compression, elevate.
Yeah.
Now, how you do that in the NFL?
Listen, this is the NFL, right?
Yeah, not for long if you don't get it right.
Not for long if you don't get it right. But even though it's week 2, it's about 80% of players that are healthy. Everybody ain't fresh.
Yeah,
that's a part of the game. Everybody ain't fresh. People got hurt in the preseason. People get hurt in practice. Nobody is 100%, and it's only week 2. That's a part of the game. It's going to always be like that, and it's going to continue to stay like that. No matter how much they try to protect the players, you're going to get hurt. You're going to have nicks.
Yeah, but you don't want that guy to be hurt.
He said, "Wait, of course you don't want to be hurt." He said it bothered him a little bit. Did it affect his gameplay today?
I don't know. All I know is he's 1-7 in his first 2 games in his career. He's 1-7.
We scored 3 points last week. We scored 24. We scored 24 points today. You see which direction we going? Are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
Are you with me? We didn't win the game.
But let me ask you a question.
We're going.
Let me ask you a question. Does this offense? How does it look to you? How does he look? How does Jamar Chase look? Do you see the frustration building on Jamar Chase?
Okay, yeah, it's only week 2. It's only week 2. We are going to be fine. We are going to be fine. Listen, I remember being frustrated too in week 2 when things weren't going well with Carson and I wasn't getting that ball like I felt I should be getting it.
Well, y'all what?
And then listen, and then wait a minute. We got about week 3. I probably had two games. I probably had about 45 yards. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm side-eyeing Carson on the sideline. But I ain't saying nothing. Okay. I'm not saying that. Okay. We get to week 3, and I go for 180. We get to week 4, I go for 260.
What? You had a 260 in there?
What? Well, you ain't never seen me play. You better Google me. Stop playing. Yeah. And then it all just started to fall. It all just started. Listen, God got favor on them Bengals. We gonna be all right. Jamar Chase is gonna have a hell of a season, regardless of what's going on right now. It's never how you start. And I know, Jamar, I know you're gonna see this. It's never how you start. It's how you finish. And I guarantee you this: you will still finish top 5 in targets and receiving yards when it's all said and done this season. Guarantee you.
And they got the Dolphins, the Chiefs, Packers, and the Bills before
win.
What was working against you for the division? You're 0-2 in your division.
Huh?
You 0-2 in your division.
Let me talk to you real quick. Stay with me, right? It's Sunday, huh?
Yeah.
You know Mary?
Yeah.
You know what Mary had?
What you had?
A lamb? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She had a little lamb. You know
what they do? You know what they do to little lambs?
What?
Lamb chops, lollipops. I like mine a little on the rare side. I don't know how you like yours.
Listen, on a serious note, we gonna get it together. For some reason, all seriousness, all jokes aside, on a serious note, for some reason the Bengals, we always have a slow start. It's happened now 3 years in a row with us having a slow start, and these same questions always happen through the media. What's wrong with the Bengals? What's wrong with Joe Burrow? Man, we gonna be all right. We gonna be all right.
What y'all gonna do with that O-line?
The O-line has been the same problem when we went to the Super Bowl. The O-line was the same problem when we went to the AFC Championship. And y'all tried to talk about the O-line. We are gonna be okay.
Ocho.
We gonna be all right.
Ocho. You can't keep taking those. You see what that? You see Andrew Luck? They forced Andrew Luck to retire at 30.
Nah.
Cause that offensive line, cause there's been them links.
What you're not finna do is say our offensive line is bad as that offensive line that Andrew Luck had. Don't do that. Don't do me like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. The devil is a lie.
Because Burrow was so historically great in that playoff run, that man got sacked 19 times in 4 games. That's unheard of in a playoff run.
Yeah.
He got sacked 9 times and still won a game.
You're right.
That's unheard of.
You know what is heard of? that is a testament to how great Joe Burrow is.
Yes.
Yes, how great he is. Yes.
But you can't consistently overcome poor offensive line play.
You are right. Listen, the adjustments will be made. Those adjustments will be made in-house. I don't know.
I think he has an opportunity to be his accuracy, his ability to throw the football with Higgins and Chase.
Yeah.
He has Boyd. They got a decent running game with Mixon.
Great running game, but go ahead.
I say good. So you've lost no confidence in you good. Good.
No. That's sometimes in relationships, right? Sometimes in relationships.
Here we go.
Ups and downs. Just like the Bengals right now.
How many ups and how many downs?
Well, shoot, it's only been 2 downs.
It's
only been 2 downs. It's been 2 downs. Y'all done had 2 arguments and look like you ready to jump ship. You ready to jump ship after 2 arguments.
Did she talk about my mama? Because I got to go. She talked about my mama, granny. I got to go.
Nah. She ain't
I'll work it out. I'll work it out.
You can work it out. You can work it out.
The Broncos, they had an 18-point lead. They were up 21-3. And we heard this talk about this new culture. You got a coach that's making probably somewhere between $18 and $20 million. You got a quarterback making north of $45 million. And I mean, what's going on, Ocho?
We put up the point. Who put up the points today?
The Broncos had a 21-3 lead. Russ started out
on Arizona.
No. They played the Commanders.
Yeah, no. I mean, the Commanders. Yeah. My bad.
They played the Commanders. Got out to a 21-3 lead, and a couple of turnover. The quickest way to get yourself out of a game and get the other team back in.
Give him the ball.
Turn the ball over.
Give him the ball.
Yeah, man.
Every time.
What's going on with Russ? What's going on?
I like Russ.
Is football still number one to him? Because
what else would it be? He promotes nothing else outside of just football. He promotes nothing else. He lives, eats. You know what? Football. Always had. He's a quarterback. He had no choice.
But what happened? Have you seen? I've never seen a guy without an injury look like he's looked the last year and a half. The last part of when he was in Seattle last year, we can blame that on Nathaniel Hackett. Said, maybe Nathaniel Hackett was over his head. Maybe he didn't deserve to be a head coach.
Right.
But you got to look at Russ the last half of when he was in Seattle and look at Denver last year. Now, something ain't right, Ocho.
We got it. Nah, ain't nothing wrong with them. Ain't nothing wrong with them. It's just I think what we have to do is we have expectations for players. We have expectations for players and partnerships.
You make $45 million, yes.
When certain partnerships come together. We got Sean Payton. We got Russell Wilson. Sean Payton comes in with the iron fist. That's the way he's going to rule. So we expect with Sean Payton coming in with the iron fist telling Russell Wilson, well, this is how things are going to go. This is how things are going to be. And we're going to get you back to this way and playing football the way I want you to play football as a quarterback of my team. It hasn't panned out in the way it should, but is it the time to hit the panic button in week 2?
No. I think the thing that made Russ sensational,
the defense,
his legs, the defense, and his legs.
He can still run. He can't
move like man. I saw them joke. Look, I saw a play today. Russ would have been out of bounds, grabbed him a cup of water on the opposing gator on the sideline, drank it, and got back in the game. They ran him down, and time ran up the clock. They had to kill the clock. He's not the same. And I think he's a phenomenal. I think he's a phenomenal man. I think he's a phenomenal husband. And I'm just basing that on what I see. I don't know what goes on in that man's household behind closed door. It could all be a lie. I don't believe it is.
Nah, I think that's
but at the end, I'm not judging him on that. I'm judging him. I believe blue and orange. All that other stuff, he can have 33 kids. I don't care.
Right.
I need you to play quarterback
for my Broncos
at a high level. And right now, it's not getting done. Now you've lost your first. Think about it, Ocho. You've lost your first 2 games at home. You got to go on the road.
On the road. Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, if there's one person who's gonna make it happen, you're paying one person 40 what? How much Russell making? 40 what? 40,
I think
45?
45, 46, 48.
What they paying the coach that they just brought in?
Probably 18, 20.
That magic gonna happen. That magic is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It had no choice to. It had no choice but to turn around just based on the work that they put in to this point.
Does. Man, I'm tired of jumping on everybody else's bandwagon because my team not good and everybody else's team in the playoffs and mine not.
You listen, life, football, ups and downs, peaks and valleys.
We just had an anniversary. We just had an anniversary, our 25th anniversary of our second Super Bowl that unfortunately I wasn't able to attend. That's what Bronco fans are used to. They're used to winning. We ain't been to the playoffs in since Hammer was a hatchet.
Wait, y'all just won a Super Bowl not long ago now. Come on.
You know how long ago
that wasn't even that long ago now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be
this
selfish
now. Used to. This is what we're used to, Ocho. You see this? If you not,
I'm just saying I ain't never had one of them. That's pretty though.
Well, I helped get 3 of these. That's what we used to, Ocho. You see what I'm saying? That's what we used to in Denver.
I want a few of them on Madden though. I know. I'm just being honest. Yeah, I wanted to bring one of them to Cincinnati too. I tried. I did everything I could. I mean, that's
what I'm used to.
It wasn't
everybody else. Do you know how many teams done got one of these? My homeboy got 2 of these since the Broncos won their last one in 15. The Patriots, Tampa.
Yeah, I don't know. Wait, what you want, Brady? You want Brady to come and play for Denver?
I'll take it. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take him. I'll take him.
Your answer is Russell Wilson will always be Russell Wilson.
Give me Thomas, Edward, Patrick, Brady, Jr.
Your answer is Russell Wilson. Trust me. Listen to me.
What's the question? Sierra's husband?
Yes.
Is that the question you asking?
No, I'm telling you that's the answer. Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me. Look, hold on. I dropped my little earpiece.
Go ahead. Grab it right quick.
Well, what's the next topic?
Did you see Gardner Johnson? He came to the game with the ski mask on. I mean, he was decked out. He had a nice little outfit. He had a nice little ensemble. He put some thought into it, Ocho. He just did like, man, I'm just gonna wear this. He's like, man, hey, this thing gonna be like that. This thing gonna be fine.
He told the fans to wear masks too.
Yeah, and then when the Seahawks beat them, now they got masks on.
Listen, that's the lay of the land.
That's the nature of the beast.
That's the nature of the beast. But listen, this is what I like though.
What?
This is a different Lions team, man.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a different Lions team, offensively and defensively. This is a different Lions team. Yeah. And I have every year the same. It's always the same teams in contention. And every year there's always one team that comes out the blue and has a phenomenal season and surprises everybody and makes a playoff run. And guess who that's going to be this year?
You like the Lions?
I like the Lions. I don't know what the hell Dan Campbell feeding them boys over there.
He got them believing.
He believing, just like Prime. He got them believing. But not only are they believing, it's showing up on the field of play. When you turn on the film, when you watch the games, they competing. They compete with teams normally that they couldn't compete with. And of course, people be like, well, so-and-so didn't play. That's a part of the game. Injuries is a part of the game. Sometimes you're going to play somebody and they won't have a certain player playing. You still got to go out there. Next man up. I'm telling you, the Lions got something special brewing over there, and I don't know what it is, but I like CJ Gardner, man. He leading that defense, man, with a certain type of attitude. He walk a certain way. He talk a certain way. They gonna be all right.
Were you petty? I mean, you're in the same division as Ray. Ray had the coldest intro in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about when you scored a touchdown on the Ravens doing his dance?
No. Because when they made fun of me. I think they made fun of me, and they would steal some of the stuff I did. But I never mocked any of them. You know what's funny is, entertaining and fun as I was very respectful to my opponents.
Right.
Very respectful. Even though
Oh,
I talk trash.
you thought sending them Pepto-Bismol was
Yeah.
was
But
thoughtful.
see, the stuff I did wasn't malicious. It was more of an intent to, it's time to compete because here I come. But I'm going to do it in a fun way.
But here's the thing. Intent only matters to you.
Right.
Because the difference between manslaughter and murder is intent. One is malice, one is accidental. The victim is still dead.
Right.
So whether you intended to be a thought jovial, he's still just as offended.
Right. Well, that ain't got nothing to do with it. So
that ain't got nothing to do with you, though.
Nah, it ain't had nothing to do with me because when it was time to line up, you already knew it was coming. You was finna get that work. And it's a reason it's a reason games are played on Sunday, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, so I could bless you.
You'll bless them?
Oh, listen.
I want to, you know what I want to know? I want to know, can you tell the people at home what you was thinking when you tried to crack back on Ray?
Oh,
you tried to sneak him.
I tried to sneak him, but this is the funny part about it. A lot of people don't, if you look at the film, right, and this is what people fail to realize, let me listen to me now. I lie for you before I lie to you, baby. You know that.
Well, sometimes you just lie, but go ahead.
If you look at the film, right? If you look at the film and replay it again, as I'm going, you'll notice my shoestring on my left shoe is untied. So when I'm getting ready to go into Ray, you understand physics, common sense, physics. You learn this when you're in elementary. Low man wins. It's about having leverage.
Right.
I ain't had a leverage because my trajectory was thrown off because as I was finna hit Ray, boom, I stepped on my shoestring. And it caused me to raise up a little bit. And so when I raised up and Ray went through me, I had no leverage to go through him. That's why I fell back. That's all.
I don't like the physics of that. Normally when you step on your shoestring, you fall down. So I ain't never seen nobody step on your shoestring and it raise up.
No, listen. I'm going forward.
Right.
And you got to go through him.
Yeah.
So I stepped on my shoestring on contact. So it was easy for me to go up that way. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm trying to think. Physics. 250 coming this way, 185 going that way.
It ain't about that. It's about this right here. It's about this right here. A lot of people ain't got this. Oh, you can't see my heart? You see my heart? It's about that in there. Listen, I played Ray for a decade straight. And every time I seen him, I tried to knock his head off. Ask me how many times I won.
None.
I didn't care. I didn't care.
I mean, I give you A forever because you kept coming back. It takes a special type of person.
Every day. If I see him right now, I'm gonna run into him again. We ain't got to have no pads on. I'm gonna just run into him every day. But I love Ray, man. This is the funny story. A lot of people don't know. Man. Ray and I, this is a funny thing, man. For 10 years straight, before every game, Ray and I read a scripture. Every game, even if I was playing away, I'd never forget at 10 o'clock, we'd always get that Bible. He'll get that scripture and we'll read it together before I go out there and play. And the damnest thing, even the games when we would play, the fact that you would sit there and read a scripture with me and talk to me about the man upstairs and then permit to try to hurt me on that field when that whistle blow is mind-boggling how the switch just goes completely off and it's about football.
Yeah.
That's my dude, man. I love him to death, man. Good memories, good stories.
I'm Unc.
Whoa. Where we going? I'm not finished because we
back tomorrow.
We
got a double header tomorrow.
We do?
What you want to talk about? We talk about whatever you want to talk about.
You want to save it?
No, go ahead.
I just want this would be like the extended version for the people at home. Now we talked about we all football now. We talk about life. We talk about life. Go ahead. Unc and Ocho. So
yeah.
I talked about you a long time ago. You said you didn't have no partner, you were single, so I found somebody for you. That's what I wanted you to know. I found somebody for you.
Man, I look desperate.
No, I'm not saying you desperate, but you look a little.
You got people out here thinking I'm thirsty.
Well, I ain't say you thirsty, but I'm trying to make sure you quenched.
Nah. If you got anything to do with it, I don't want no parts of it. Because I already know you on some bull jive.
No, I know. Now listen. I want you happy and smiling like me. You see how I'm smiling? Look at me.
I'm happy.
I know you think you happy. Listen, God said, when a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing. You got a girlfriend?
When
You
a
got
man
a girl?
finds a wife, he's assured heheadaches.
Not see, that's the problem. You
I'm
finding
just
the
joking,
wrong
man.
one.
Nah.
I
Huh?
got you. It's
No.
too late now.
Oh, let me tell you.
I already gave
Ocho,
you your number. I already gave you your number.
what did I tell you? What did I tell you?
What?
If you date in private, you can break up in private. But if you date publicly, you have to break up publicly.
If you got to hide her.
No.
If you got to hide her, you ain't finna get behind her. No, don't do that. Don't do that. If you got to hide her, don't try to get behind her. Don't do that. I need you to scream. I need you to love her out loud, brother. I need you to profess your love.
But see, the relationship. See, hold on.
Don't do that.
This relationship between her and I.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, no, between you and her and that man upstairs.
Yes. He sees. Even if y'all don't see, he sees.
Okay.
He's omnipotent.
I want you in a position like I'm in. I got one problem. You know, I found a good one, but I'm having a small issue.
What's the issue?
She talk about we get married next year, right?
Right. That's what you told me.
Stay with me though.
Okay.
Had the nerve to bring me papers to sign a prenup.
Oh yeah, you supposed to. Oh yeah.
Hey, listen. I'm trying. I see that feeling women have because this woman has provided me with the ability to be a stay-at-home dad. I ain't got to do nothing but take care of the kids.
Yeah.
I get to play video games all day. I ain't got to go to work. You know what that feel like? You know, to have somebody, the roles are reversed now.
Yeah.
So now I see how women be feeling when they be like going crazy over dudes when dudes got money. Oh, I get it now. You get to chill and you ain't got to do nothing.
Ocho, I'm a guy, and that's what I tell my friends and even guys that don't have money.
Yes, sir.
I say sign a They say, well, Sharpe, why should I sign a prenup? I ain't got nothing. I say, because therefore, when you leave, you take all of your nothing and not half of it. You see, because what happens in divorce, they take half the money and all the hoo-ha. That's not a fair trade-off to me, Ocho.
See, you hear what you just said? That's why I ain't signing nothing. Because this lifestyle that she has provided me, you know how women are. Women are fickle. Women are fickle. One day,
I'm fickle too.
One day, she gonna love me. She loves me.
But let me tell you,
what happened when maybe wake up one day and be like,
Ocho,
I don't love you no more.
Whatever, listen. If I had married my college, if everything had gone according to plan, I married my college sweetheart. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, I'm worth 9 figures. Did I lose you, Ocho?
Yeah. You back now?
Yeah. I was saying that if I'm worth 9 figures and she was with me in college and I get to that number, baby, you take half. I appreciate everything. I'm good. But I'm not finna let you come in and I'm standing on top of the mountain and you ain't help get me there and you think you finna get half. Oh, that's not gonna happen.
Oh,
that's not gonna happen.
That's
not gonna happen.
I like it.
Whatever we said in the prenup, that's why we have a contract. You know, back in the day, you know what a contract was, Ocho? It was a meeting of the minds.
Right.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you my calf. You give me some of your grain, or you give me some of your produce.
Okay.
But somehow along the way, somebody started backing out. And so now we had to get one of these. We had to get that thing on paper.
Right.
Because there was no longer a meeting of the minds.
Right.
So now I ain't got no problem. I'm a very generous person.
I'm
a very generous person.
To a fault. Me too. To a fault.
You can tell her, my mom, my sister, my kids, I help my kids. I don't do all for them now. I say, y'all at an age, I pay for you to go get educated and you can do for yourself. But as long as you're doing for yourself, if you need dad,
I'm willing. Hey, I'm here. I got you.
I'm not your first choice. I'm your last option because I sent you to school and I gave you great tools to try to figure it out for yourself before you came. Now, I'm not going to let you go under unless you're doing some bull jive. Now, if you're doing some bull jive,
yeah.
But nah, I'm good, Ocho. I'm good. I got my eye. Oh, call me Snake Eye Will. I got my eye on something. Nah.
We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. Listen, you done had. Listen. Listen, Snake Eye, you done had your eye on many for many of years. You done had your eye on many for many of years, but it hadn't panned out. You need listen. I need you next year. I need a plus one. I need you to stay with this +1. Listen to me now. I ain't gonna steer you wrong.
When you get married,
listen. I'm trying to get out of signing this prenup, man. Because if she leave, I need half.
No, don't do that, Ocho.
I want to sustain the same lifestyle.
Man, you got bread. Don't do that, Ocho.
I ain't spending it though. I ain't spending it though. Whose side you on, man? I'm
on this. Look, for me, I don't know. Even like I said, whatever we agree to, if I say I'm gonna give you 15 million at the prenup, take your 15 and go.
Okay.
If I say I'm gonna give you $5, take your $5 and go. I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair because I think your time and having because I'm not an easy person. I'll be the first to admit I'm not an easy person to live with or to be with.
That's the problem right there. It all starts with you. All starts with you. So you talk about what you got your eye on, but we need to work on you. So
that's what I'm saying.
Let's work on you. I owe you. That's why I got somebody for you. So
I'm trying right now. This empire that I'm trying to assemble.
Okay.
So
that's what
what
I'm trying to assemble with you.
I'm trying
to assemble the empire. I'm trying to build Legos.
Okay, well, we gonna do this thing together.
Yeah,
and that's what I told you from day one when we sat down and had the conversation.
Yes, sir. We gonna get it done. But I need that. I need that +1 though. Yeah. Okay. Next year in the Bahamas.
In 24.
Yeah.
You get married in 24.
Yeah. Her name her name Matilda, so she probably gonna text you tomorrow.
Man, look here, man.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, Ocho player. He ain't serious.
Shit. I told you now. I lie for you before I lie to you. Don't do me like that.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes he say he'll lie for me. He wouldn't lie to me, but sometimes he just be lying. He's a Chad Ochocinco Johnson. I'm Unc Shannon Sharpe. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Nightcap with Unc and Ocho. We'll see you tomorrow after the doubleheader. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.